Hello there. Right, well, it's time to do some work on the Autograders. Just getting a little solo session going on here. All the more welcome if someone jumps in. But yeah, I've just spent some time actually prepping for doing some work on the Autograders. Basically, I'm looking at the legacy homework, which I think we have some issues with. Yeah, let's get that up over here. So basically, I think what have we got? And we've got the legacy homework. Let's have a look at that. We've got the legacy homework. Comes in two parts. It's a bug fix and a feature add to the typo system, which is a blogging engine for Rails. So we've got kind of this. It's almost a stuff. I'm not sure when this was used, or at least. Well, or maybe it was copied verbatim, because these dates don't make sense. I think the first people to have used this would have been Berkeley with their Spock in the spring last year. I think that's just like legacy dates in there. So yeah, we've got our. This is just the README description there. These specs actually don't make any sense in here. I think they need to be removed. I might just add that as an issue. Specs, remove specs. Should they be just in the related CI repo? I mean, I'm all for having the specs always visible. I don't know, in this case, I don't know that it makes. I mean, it's got this whole mechanized thing. I don't know that looking at. I mean, I think that the specs could be just a distraction there from getting on with the homework. Yes, and I guess actually here, even right. So this setup, right? This is like a very, very old legacy version of the legacy homework. In the MOOC, I switched it around so that one did the bug fix first, and then did the feature, because you have the key thing with this legacy assignment is you have to set up all the legacy code, and then I think adding a new feature is quite a, like having got through all the setup, it's like, wow, then you've got to add a new feature. I think fixing a bug is simpler than adding. Stake my life on it. Well, not really life on it. Stake, some toast on it or something. I think it definitely seems simpler, and we switched that round, and that's how we've done it in the MOOC for a while. Anyway, so we've got a question there about how we're going to present the documentation in the MOOC itself. We've got a variation based upon this documentation, split over multiple elements, which I think is, in some ways, it's a better presentation form, because you can sort of move through it in components. Actually, there's no reason why we can't do that as well in the GitHub setup. The big thing about having stuff all on the GitHub is it means that students and people can just do pull requests, and it just takes the burden off any particular change that someone might have described to the MOOC. It's just much easier to handle suggestions for changes. So what I was just doing here is I was just adding to this. So this is the existing legacy component, legacy homework here, and I'm just adding in. This is here. This is, what is it? This is legacy homework 1 revised. Make sure that because there is no answer associated with it. So this is the new format for specifying the way in which we can talk to the new grazer. And I just want to put like some sensible. I know the answer is 2016. We don't have all of that stuff going off there. And so the deadline, and these occur at like the beginning of the day. So the deadline for, I'll go find the deadline, looking at my spreadsheet of deadlines, homework, the deadline for this is Friday, January the 29th, which I think will mean that we need to specify that on the 30th. And then a week later, which will be, I think January, it'll be February the 6th, to like that. Okay. And we're going to hit the development queue. So we're going to be the development or staging grader. So now we've got that. I don't want the student, or it's not, this entire assignment is not visible to anybody but the TA, the teaching assistants at the moment. So let's publish that and view the live version and see if we can use the, let's just see if the new grader works against the sort of reference solution, which I hope I have. Let's have a look. GitHub, Sourcebook, homework. So we want to look for, yeah, the homework. That's the set of homeworks. Refactoring that we've got. That is a Lego solution. So let's try it now. Then maybe I should go and have a look at. Okay. Okay. So first issue here. Right, cannot load a file Ruby debug. So that's a gem, and that's an old gem that maybe we can't use anymore. Let's bring that down. I want this to hang around in such a way that I can see if people join the hang. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I guess let's just make it small. There we go. We put them in the corner. Now I've got over here. I've got the submission. Yeah. So this was the way it was set up. Okay. So we've got. I haven't made any changes to the grader. So I guess I'm gonna start with opening an issue on the grader system itself, which is the RAG repo. And let's create a new issue here because we had an issue before, which we just closed, which is difficulties grading Oracle Bacon assignments. So let's have a new issue here, which is difficulties grading legacy assignment. So just tried submitting reference solution to staging grader. And got this response. Now the difficulty that I anticipate with this is that I don't know if Ruby Debug is going to be available for the version of Ruby that we're working with, and I have a feeling we might get stuck in a nasty dependency knot. But that's the sort of exciting challenge that we like to encounter. Well, or a challenge, relish the challenge. Okay, so I need to look for my grader instances. What have we got down here? So that's yeah, that's the live grader. That's the staging grader. Let's call that the staging grader as well. Okay, so we're in there on the staging grader. Let's attach to the staging grader now the tmux attach -t autograder. That's what it is, like so. Okay, yeah, so that's the same error that we have there, we would expect. So we've got so RVM, we're on RVM 2.2.2. Now I assume here that if we even try and do gem install, we can Ruby debug. I don't know if it even exists for. No. Let's go back to here. Ruby-debug. I mean RVM install 9.3. We're going to have a serious problem there. Let's see. Let's get this in the staging grader. I guess I mean, I know that just installing the gem globally doesn't really help us. That's it. I mean, well, at least there is a Ruby debug base apparently. Still do that. Maybe that's it. Failed to bid, can't handle one. Yeah. Okay, so that's so we've installed. See, I would say that we need let's the hypothesis that Ruby debug will only work with Ruby 1.9.3. Even then, we don't. No. Okay, so we've got. I'm going to add this information to the thing here and say, even installing 1.9.3 on the grader, I can't currently install Ruby debug. Okay. So another thing to look for is Ruby debug, but maybe that's okay. So that I don't know. I get so many tabs and windows and things. So let's go and find the legacy that's using. Maybe we can just remove. So from here, we've got our gem file. Gem file.log. Is there somewhere in here we've got? We've got. Okay, the part 1, part 2 spec are there. We could just. This is what I feel like I'll pause these things anyway. But so I guess what I need to be able to do here is I need to be able to get. I've got a little chat going on there for local support. So let's just do git clone this. I'm just going to respond to. Just to respond to Rob here, who's asking about getting set up in the local support project. He my suggestions to Sam over above. I pre-prepare if that helps you get set up. Did a small session with Sam over yesterday. Or happy to talk to you at 3:45. Happy to talk to you at 3:45. Okay. There we go. And as we've got this graders thing is going into there. Okay, so we've got the refactoring legacy code. Let's get into their HW refactoring legacy code. So let's have a look at that. So the Autograder, we've got this like debug. To be honest, it's not required, is it? Let's get rid of that. So okay, so git status git commit -am removes Ruby debug gem from specs. And I want to do a pull request in that, but I need to test this immediately. And I think it just needs to go in. I mean, if that's cutting a corner, I think I just have to go for it there. Just looking at some other windows that we're going to shut down and clear up. Yeah, I don't need those anymore. Okay, make some space. Okay, I think I'm just going to push origin that into the master, which is not as friendly as it might be, but I just need to get this done now. So what I have learned from the Oracle of Bacon grader incident is that in order to see the change on all of this is what I need to do. Too many windows. Come back, grader. The grader is here. Okay, so I happen to install 1.3. Doesn't really matter. I think what I have to do is we have to get inside the rag, and we have to look inside submissions, and then there's we want to see the assignment, and we want to see let us assume that this is the, well, let's see what's there. Oh no, it's assignment. All right, there's no directory. Right, let's see. What's this? We've got a file that's separate. There's another one here. Is there nothing? Okay, that's just a Okay, we just have like a random spec there on the. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is remove this so that the new version gets pulled in. So I remove that, and then I try and go back here, try and remember which window it was in here. It is, and let's try and see if we can get that graded. Okay. Okay. Okay, so okay, I think we need to strip the HTTP off the front of that. And that's going to be to do with my submission, which we'll have to go and find off the documents. Let's have a look. Homework. Okay, come on, brain. What am I looking for here? I am looking for the legacy homework. What's in homework? Why am I not seeing it? BD Cucumber, BDT cycle features, method using refactoring legacy code. Here we go. Solutions. So I want. Let's open this. Let's strip the HTTP off it. And let's try that again. Now that's interesting. I've just Hmm. 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 Okay. Hmm. So we've got instructions. We've got bad URI is not URI. That's the grader. So this, anyway, we moved on. I guess I will update here. So have fixed this by removing. We had require Ruby debug. Excuse me. From the legacy specs, but new problem is that grader doesn't seem to accept input format of or. Well, it may also be that that no longer exists, does it? Go and have a look at when are we submitting it? We're submitting that here, and it says, let's have a look. Responds with, and let's just put that in there. Independently. And I guess that so maybe that's maybe the reference solution site is down. Let's see. Let's see. Open that in a new window. And the other thing I was going to do is let's go and look at the grader output. There's nothing on that. Now, in another window here, I've got that that page is working. I don't remember exactly how to do the. So forget what where the admin location is. There. Okay, I've got the login. Then I'll just check that the login is working. I guess we should also be looking at what's happening with this. Yeah, so the site is still there. That's all still working. I mean, I wonder where has typo got to? I mean, the problem is that the whole assignment here is it formal learner types. We've got a new version of this, which now what does this? It does work with all the latest stuff, but the assignment itself relies upon like a cloned version of typo that is like a really old version, and I've no idea if the. I mean, you know, if we want people to be really, yeah, we should have some cloned version of Publify where we can, you know, do the bug fix and add the other feature, but that's I just don't know. But yeah, so we've got so I have and the reference solution I'm testing against is up and working and allows admin login specified. Okay. Okay. So Ruby debug is not the issue now. So somewhere in the teeming mass of the grader code is something that's encountering this bad URI. So that becomes the next focus of the investigation. And so we've got rag. Why is this saying it's a bad URI? Find in folder. Doesn't say it anywhere. Let's. I haven't got it. So we don't have bad URI. Now, so I guess I have to follow, right. Now, I can't tell from there what style of grader it is. I think I know though. So the style of grader we are in is this is a Heroku RSpec grader. So it should be. Is it a Heroku RSpec grader? I've got some. Am I doing this? This is the place where I've, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's a Heroku RSpec grader, which corresponds to this. So, and then n for Heroku URI is set. Okay, so okay, maybe that bad URI, that's corresponding to, it's corresponding to in here, some part of this. Bad in the specs, maybe, yes. Okay. Because it's relying upon the URI coming in here. But so this is the point that we should see the URI. So I can, in principle, go to the grader, and if I now get back into this directory, what we should see, I hope, is that those things have come back in. It's going to run both of them, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Okay. So what I'm tempted to do here is to require bybug here, so I can inspect and step through this. Like so. Okay. This is the place where it's building the URI and it's trying to get through it. Assume this one's going to be run first. So let's resubmit this here. So if I'm right, well, I might be able to hook the grader. I can here, so I can inspect. Okay, so the URI is coming. Okay, so I think we see the nature of the problem here is that it's interpreting it as a single URI and it's not extracting the admin and the password. Okay. So going into the spec, legacy spec on the grader, bug. Let's just put, this is all me trying to carefully document exactly how I'm doing this, like so. So I think this was a functionality we had in the previous version of the grader that has not made it across. I see that Heroku UI is being set to the entire contents of the submitted file and does not extract the URI separately from the username and password. Okay. Okay, so what that makes me want to do is look at an old version of the, because we should have had a mechanism for dealing with this in a previous version of RAG. And I think we've just lost it as a part of the updates. So if I go, I've done this before by going into the commits, try and get back to before the latest group of Berkeley TAs started updating things. Gosh, I need to go back even further. I think it was, they started in June. Okay. Okay, so this is, yeah, that's the last. So let's browse from there. No, the wrong thing. Yeah. So RAG, they're back at that point. So its graders, we've got the, maybe they were just completely separate things. Do we have a Heroku grader? We've got grade Heroku. Where is the if I do like search for Heroku here, will it search? All right, we'll do it from there. So we've got the Heroku RSpec grader. Okay, just in the, okay. Okay, so there's something we need it to be looking at. We need it to be looking at for this admin user thing. So if we go in here and say admin user, okay, yeah. So we've got a separate homework 5 grader, which is different from the. Let's have a look. How is it? We've got homework 5 grader, which is an extension of the Heroku RSpec grader, which splits the thing. Yes. Okay. So I think what we will, what we need to do is subclass the Heroku RSpec grader. Let's have a look. I'll just add that in here. I said in the past we supported handling username and password in the submission with a Heroku RSpec grader subclass called homework 5 grader. I think the path of least resistance here is to recreate that with the new framework. Okay, and so if I look in the code, no, I don't look at the code here because I've got it in there. Yeah, so if we look, we've got a Heroku aspect grader. So I'm tempted to clone that, reveal that in Finder, duplicate it, and call this, let's call it a legacy. I mean, the only difference is it's like it's Heroku with login aspect grader is what it is. I don't know that, does it even begin with anything like what we need? So this is how it used to be done. And know that it needs to, yeah, I guess we'll make it subclass the aspect grader, and we'll call this Heroku with login aspect grader. They're going for lowercase on that. Yes, are they? Okay. So that error hash shouldn't be needed. And so we'll have all of those things, submission path, assignment. I don't know. Anyway. So we're going to have that pulled in. It's in the graders module. So this is now, so the Heroku file comes through. This is going to be called, okay, so I'm going to take that, just make sure I've got all the right things. So those things are going to happen anyway, and then this is going to, and we're going to override it. Okay, and then in grade, we've got super, so that should be set as well. So okay, and I think like so. But of course we've got, okay, we've got a series. I mean, we've even got, have we got tests for? So we've got specs. I don't see a spec for the Heroku grader. So with this, may have broken the staging grader. Probably should have shut that down. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So that's like a complete. That's we've got like a serious change to the grader there. And so now we've got to ask. Here is where's rag? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Let's get into rag there. So we've got test log shouldn't be in there, should it? If I run rspec, And then I've got cucumber as well. I mean, that shouldn't affect any of the grading things. I don't know. They've got a Heroku one. Right, so there's a so we've got some sort of acceptance test. Some sort of acceptance test that see, we've got a homework 5 spec dot text. Homework 5. Yeah, is in there. And the submission. That's the support files. Okay. Where's the okay, that's the feature. We've got a right, it doesn't test that the homework 5 actually works. Okay. So we've got this thing, it's like, right, and of course I should be test driving all of that, but I just have to say, it's like, unless I actually know that this works in the system, I don't want to spend, you know, an hour and a half writing the tests here to find out that my tests are not testing it in the right, you know, the right fashion. It's got to work on the at least on the staging system there before I'm going to get involved in picking up these tests. I mean, this is a huge legacy code situation here. But so this is all a bit of a mess, really. Okay, so that's all green. I mean, at least I haven't broken any of the existing things if I introduce this grader into the mix. I mean, partly, the thing that I want to do here is find out if it's even possible to grade this assignment on the current grader with the current Ruby versions and all this, that, and the other. And I could be trying to do that via the command line, but I'm not even sure what the command line instructions are for that. When I'm here, I'm on a branch that I was thinking about having. It doesn't have any changes on it. It doesn't make sense to be on that branch, does it? So this is now going to be 62. Support legacy assignment. Okay, so I'm going to add this. I think that should be, that test log thing should be in the ignore, but try and stay focused on this. So git commit -m adds experimental Heroku with login grader. Right, and I guess I don't have to merge this in. So if I git push origin 62, like so, what I can potentially do with this grader come in here, it's the same one. So git status here. Not changing this. Git fetch git remote -v git fetch origin. Okay, so that now becomes available. So I could try git checkout this. Okay. So if I restart the grader there, and what I would have to do there is come back into here and call that with login. Okay, publish that. Reload this page. Okay. Now, in principle, that will get stuck on the Okay, can't find grading strategy for Heroku with login aspect grader. So there may be something else I don't know about the grader, about the way in which this will with login aspect grader. So that file and folder. Let's see what references have we got? There is a. Oh, is it there? What am I like? There's a homework 5 grader that I thought it's already there. I mean, which I may well rename to that. But so the homework 5 grader. Okay, so maybe it's simpler than that. And save and publish. Okay, so reload that page. Get this, resubmit against. Let's see. So does it already know about the homework 5 grader? So learn something. Okay, so here we can do that. The URI is nothing. Oh no, we haven't done it yet. Let's do next URI. Okay, so that's correct. So let's continue that. Okay, it's actually running. And if that grades, then it comes back to can we just give the path of least resistance probably to give students instructions to downgrade or to at least install Ruby 193 on their I forgot what it's called now, Cloud 9 instance. Right. So that's actually that's graded it. Whether this now comes back to here, I guess the fact that that's working. So I mean, I didn't need that. I may want to. Let's go in here and get rid of that. Okay. Okay, yeah, and that's actually graded it. So we've successfully graded it. So so I had gone some way to doing that on this branch. Let's go back to what Salzburg RAG. We've got branches 62 support legacy assignment on this branch before noticing that actually the 5 assignment grader is actually in the current system, but wasn't referred to in the test course. Anyhow, adjusting to that grader, the assignment grades correctly. Although I noticed that the new automatically. So there is some additional configuration for new grader types that I'm aware of, which leaves some to-dos, which are investigate how new grader are added, refactor the MWork 5 grader to a more descriptive class, e.g. Account best approach students working on this assignment. C9 defaults to Ruby 2.2.2. Should they install line 3, etc. Okay. So we've got, yeah, all right. And so we've got Tony is saying, yeah, okay, some other things there that are also. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call that lunch, I think. I don't know if anybody joined me for any part of that, but definitely made some progress there. We will come back to that later on, I think. Still more to do.